It's me again. Day 2 of my pep talk. Today we'll speak about what makes a relationship. So yesterday I had a visit from this brother of mine. He's married, been married for over 10 years. He was, we were just highlighting because we're speaking about stuff, and he was just like highlighting at this point as an angasebendi. And Usisi, the wife, is the only one that's working, that's providing for them. As it's known in society that a man is the provider, a man must be the one that brings food in the table. So he says it was so hard for him to actually be okay with the fact that he cannot provide for his family, for his wife and kids. As a man, it hit him every day, but because he couldn't change the situation, he had to live with it. You know, he had to understand, because that's how life is. The wife had to understand as well. But it was because, you know, it's very for all of us would think that a man must provide. But then it helped them to actually really see what other things, you know, they can focus on, because he says they had to see actually what makes a relationship is not just him providing. Yes, it's a big aspect as a man, but because Manje Agako, he's tried everything, you know, uzamile business and stuff, but it's not happening. So what he did now, they sat down and they spoke about what else, you know, that he's bringing into the marriage. Number 1, he's very respectful, you know, to his wife. Number 2, he's I'm greeting someone, guys. Number 2, he's he doesn't cheat. He's not a cheating guy, you know. He's so focused on his wife and kids in a way that, you know, that's like a very good aspect. Number 3, he's very good with the kids. You know, he doesn't want to be seen as the house husband, but because we are 7 at this point, so he was taking over those things as because he loves his wife and he knows what the wife is doing. So it made me think, for you, I asked myself, would I stay if the man was not providing? Would I still stay married to him if he was not providing? What actually makes a relationship in a marriage? Is it him providing, or it's us understanding each other? For me, it made me see that sometimes we focus on imali and who's providing in emshadweni than to focus on what other good aspects the other person has, you know? I think what makes a marriage is not just the man providing. I think what makes a marriage is not the wife cleaning and cooking, you know? I think if you love someone and you both understand what the other person does, you know, the goodness that they bring to this relationship or marriage, then it should make the relationship. You should work around anything else that is lacking, because he may be lacking the financial aspect when you're lacking respect, you know. He may be lacking the maybe buying you presents when you're lacking in the kitchen, you know. So why do we always have to focus on who's not doing what, who's doing what, you know? It made me think that actually we focus so much on what they can do. We focus so much on what they cannot give. What about what they can give? What about the fact that he did the laundry yesterday? What about the fact that he cleaned the lawn yesterday? What about the fact that he bathed the kids yesterday? What about those things? Don't they matter so much that the only thing that we're looking at is money? Nah. I would sit down and think about these things myself. Would say like, if you have a relationship where my man can't provide any, would I stay? That's the wrong thing that we're asking ourselves. I think if we can ask ourselves, would say, why am I in a relationship first? If the answer number 1 is money, then I must live there and then. I don't think that if you're there for the love or anything else, you know, that is good with this person, when you count them, you can't just count him at the pen, you know. You must count what's, oh, he's this, he's that, I love this about them, I love that about them. But if we manipulate, then that's what you want, and there's no way that the relationship can continue if I'm going to lose that aspect of providing. You can drop your comments about what you feel about this topic. But for me, I think we should start looking at what else can they provide, what they bring into the relationship. What am I bringing to the relationship? Am I perfect? Because nobody is, If Naomi, I can lose the aspect of providing, would they stay now? I think these are like kind of conversations that we need to speak and talk about with our partners. So because the guy says it got to a point where he told his woman that if really the only thing that she ever wanted from him and the relationship from the time when he could provide until today, it's only the money aspect, that then maybe they shouldn't go on, because he wouldn't want to force somebody to be in a relationship because of one aspect that is lacking now. What about if something else happens? What about if he loses his leg? What about if because the only thing that she's concentrating on is the lacking side, not the good side. So thank you guys. I don't have advices on this one. We just like posing a question, go see what really matters for you in a relationship, what makes you stay, what aspects are good in your partner except for finances. Would you be there still if bangasasebenzi? Well, if bangasasebenzi bangaba khona inibona. So let's ask ourselves these questions and let's focus on the good that other person is. Thank you. Bye.